Okay, my friends, we are live at 7:04 and 35 seconds Central Time. That's 8 o'clock and 4 minutes Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, 6:05 or so there Mountain. We are live. Some nights we're live. Most nights it's taped right before we go live, basically taped to air. It's taped like it's going to be live. That way we have any glitches, we can fix it. But I've committed that if we don't get live at 7 o'clock, because we've already got TV stations picking this up, cable systems in England, you name it, here in the U.S., who are grabbing it and airing it the next day. They grab it off the high-quality MP4 at PRISONPLANET.tv or INFOWARSnews.com, and then they're playing it themselves. So we're going to the next phase very soon. I'm going to be hiring in the next month probably 3 more reporters, some more editors, researchers, writers. I mean, it's a big buildup here. And we're always so busy, just giving you a status update, on doing the existing radio show, films, documentaries, news pieces, special reports, that we can never get to that next level. Well, we've already gotten to the level after that, but the next level after that of putting up the satellite uplink, other systems. But we're very, very, very close to that, and the sky is the limit. I just hope we can get it launched before they totally collapse everything, because we need to be in position to try to stop the globalists from collapsing things, A, and B, we need to be able to, if things start collapsing, be on our feet and really to an expanded audience when all that happens. Because we reach 15 million people a week through INFOWARS.com, PrisonPlanet.com, the 100-plus AM and FM stations, XM, global shortwave, the YouTube videos, all the different ways, 15 million a week, one way or another, conservatively. But that's not enough. I mean, there's 6 billion, 300 million people on this planet. And a lot of folks translate the shows into Chinese, into Spanish, into Deutsch, into Japanese, into Russian. And I want to commend all of those that have been doing that. This is going to be over a 2-hour nightly news tonight. Over 2 hours. And the issue is we're going to do 1 hour when the show's official. At first, when I was going to launch INFOWARS Nightly News, I was more realistic. I thought we'll do a highly produced 30-minute show each night. But now that we've talked to stations and networks, they want an hour. And so when we do this, it's going to be 1 hour. And it should be in the middle of the fall. I'm shooting to have the final show. But getting our legs here and beta testing has been amazing. I mean, what a great team out there. In Darren McBreen, Marcos Morales, Rob Dew, and all the countless others that have supported us. Also Rob Jacobson, Aaron Dykes, Chris Alanese, John Bound, Wes, so many others, Max Cabrera, Matt, some of the guys don't want their last names on air, which is fine. They're IT guys. Why should they be? Without them, we couldn't be doing any of this. We couldn't have PlanetInfowars.com, the social network for patriots to get connected. We couldn't be here, period, without you. You know, coming up tonight, we're going to have Gerald Celente on, one of the most powerful interviews ever. We've got definitely the first interview with Billy Corrigan went viral. It was big, Smashing Pumpkins. This time, he let it all hang out. Wow, what an intellect. That's coming up. This is a 2-hour-plus show, because usually we're done shooting it by 6 o'clock if we're doing a tape show. We ran right up until about 7:02, and then there and there just cutting out a few mistakes and checking audio levels, putting in some of the interviews we did. So we should go live in, what, about 10 minutes, do you think? Or we're live now. We should go to tape. In about 10 minutes, you got to take your time, because I enjoy talking with folks. Now, towards the end of the news segment, about 30 minutes in, I did something I don't do very often, but I did it because it has to be done. It has to be done in a balanced way, because I didn't know who this guy was from Adam. But I was sure able to read his words in the Examiner newspaper. I'm going to break this down at that time once we get to it. But what I can't handle, it's one thing to have George Soros, who's anti-freedom, anti-liberty, pro-world government, anti-family. You know who he is. It's one thing to have dictators in Africa and things. You know what? They're not here taking over my life. They wear on their sleeve what they are. And they're evil, and I don't like them. But I do not like hypocrites and the globalists launching wars everywhere and calling him a humanitarian. And I don't like cognitive infiltration. I don't like Obama betraying all of his foolish supporters. I don't like Cass Sunstein at the White House putting out memos saying that they were going to pose as alternative media, knowing that mainstream media had no credibility, that they would cause infighting and things like that once they got into power, and that they would also engage in what they call cognitive infiltration. That's a serious issue that they do that, and they've got all these web bots that pose as people that attack us 24/7. And they have real bloggers, the Pentagon admits, going out and attacking real Americans that understand the true threat. This is all part and parcel of the treason that's put our military under UN command. But the fact that people like Glenn Beck go out there and make fun of people that cover Bilderberg Group when it's at the top of the pyramid. See, they don't mind if you attack it from a left-wing perspective or a right-wing perspective if you're on the left, but never unify it and explain, no, the global social engineers, the monopoly men, in their own books, like Carol Quigley's Tragedy and Hope, admit that their strategy, because they're so arrogant, and I guess they're right in a way, that the public isn't reading what they say, they write books. In fact, Darren, will you go in my other studio and grab me Tragedy and Hope? I know you're busy getting something together, but we got a skeleton crew tonight because one of our guys is down at the local TV station where we air our show, putting pieces together. Yeah, it's in the other studio on my desk. The point is I want to show you this. There he is admitting they control the fake left and right and have them debate over fake issues, petty issues, football issues, but never actually discuss real policies like corporate welfare, defense spending, surveillance society, things like that. And then I read an article like this one out of the Examiner. And the Examiner, I like the Examiner, examiner.com. They have the good, they have the bad, they have the ugly. I mean, it's a free-for-all. You've got establishment left, anti-establishment left, right-wing, libertarian, conservative, anarchic, capitalist, space people that think aliens, from Pop-Tart control us, Hale-Bopp type folks, animal rights activists. I did a big interview today. I think I've talked about 6-7 hours today already. It's a very diverse group. And of the piece coming up, the only thing I wish I would have pointed out is that the Examiner's not bad folks. I just said anybody can publish something there, basically. So get ready to expect some weirdness occasionally. But in a way, I like it because it is a free-for-all. You can read whatever you want and judge it for yourself. But I saw a piece, the guys brought it to me, and it irritated me because I know the whole backstory on things. That isn't really a secret. Here's Tragedy and Hope. We sell it. It's back in print now, limited run at INFOWARSshop.com if you want to support us. It's 1,400 pages long. Bill Clinton's mentor, led into the CIA, State Department, and Bilderberg archives. He tries to explain how their world government's really great for you, but it doesn't exist, though, because I'm an evil person, even though they've announced world government on CNBC everywhere else. Is the gatekeepers, people that act like they're constitutionalists, they're patriots, they're like Thomas Jefferson, but don't criticize and say there's corrupt secret groups in government. Even though the founders warned about that, even though history shows that, it's this demonization of anybody who recognizes we have a criminal cabal in control, the same type of folks that run Fast and Furious, like John Corzine getting billions of stolen money and not getting in trouble, and MF Global. I mean, this is everywhere. And this naive idea, for all of our country's history and other countries' histories, they knew not to trust elites. They knew about backroom deals, smoky rooms. But somehow in the last 50 years, 60 years, it's a conspiracy theory if you talk about it. And that is what I'm sick of. That is what I'm tired of. So let me go over this report here. Liberty champion Peterson says conspiracy theories hurt movement. I mean, that's written like it was written at a 5th grade level when it comes to propaganda. Why, the champion of liberty. Now, this guy had been like Ron Paul or somebody else, been out there for decades fighting. Like the London Guardian, saying Alex Jones, their champion fights Bilderberg. It was kind of embarrassing when I saw that linked all over the web and all over, news and everything. But you know what? you could say I'm a champion. And it's embarrassing. It's kind of weird to say it, but okay, yes, I'm a champion to large groups of people, millions and millions and millions of people. But I'd never heard of this guy, okay? And now he's getting the attention he so craves. Hey, I saw my son out there. I know I'm going to take him home in a minute. Did he go back in the other area? Okay, good. He was looking for me. I don't know what he wanted. I know it's late. I'm supposed to be getting home, but my wife dropped him off about 5 o'clock here today. Okay, continuing. Liberty champion Peterson says conspiracy theories hurt movement. And so imagine you go to the Porcupine Festival in New Hampshire, and you don't talk about how they want to launch a war in Syria or staging shoot-downs of aircraft. You don't talk about how they've got riot troops all over the place getting ready and tanks occupying major cities and TSA checkpoints on the news. Everything I told you was coming, but now I'm even worse that I was right. See, you don't get lauded for being right. It's, oh, well, you're even worse now that you were right. Because they have to counter us now. They're scared. No, he didn't talk about any of that. That wasn't the concern. The concern was that there are people who don't